Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today for our Why Suffolk student panel. We're really excited to share with you a little bit about why Suffolk was right for our current students and how the opportunities and experience have enhanced their experience here at Suffolk. First, to introduce myself, my name is Stephanie Morin. I am the Assistant Director of Enrollment Visitor Services. I am also a really proud Suffolk alum, having graduated in 2015 from our interior design program. I'm really excited to be here with everyone today, and I'll hand it over to Hawaka to introduce herself.
Hello, my name is Hawaka. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I'm from Orlando, Florida, and I am a senior majoring in economics. In terms of my involvement, I am involved in the College of Arts and Sciences Honors Program, Program Council, and I am also the co-president of our Pinky Swear Pack. And I'll go ahead and pass it off to Maddie.
Hi, everyone. My name is Maddie Bard. I am a transfer student. I'm a senior majoring in theater with a minor in psychology. I'm also a part of the College of Arts and Sciences Honors Program, and I am the business manager for Chamber Choir here on campus, a club that I founded a couple of years ago. I will pass it to Logan.
Hi, everyone. I'm Logan. My pronouns are he, him, his. I'm from Natick, Massachusetts, which isn't too far away. I'm a sophomore political science major, and in addition to being a trustee ambassador, I'm also a member of our Connect the Dots program, our program for first-generation college students, as well as a senator for our Student Government Association. Yeah, that's me.
Thank you all for introducing yourselves today and sharing, and I'm really excited for all of you to share a little bit about why Suffolk. So to jump right into it, living right in downtown Boston, we have incredible opportunity for students to take advantage of the city, both in their class, professional development, and personal leisure too. Why don't we have you all go around and share a little bit about why you love the location of Boston and how it's really enhanced your experience being here at Suffolk. And Maddie, why don't we start with you?
Yeah, of course. So Suffolk's location is actually one of the biggest reasons that I decided to transfer here. I wanted access to a variety of different opportunities and experiences throughout my time in undergrad. And when I was attending classes on a more traditional campus, I felt like everything I did only occurred on campus. Like maybe I would go off campus to eat every once in a while. But other than that, I kind of felt like I was in this bubble. And now that the city is my campus, I feel like I have opportunities for new experiences all the time. Suffolk offers things like discounted tickets to sporting events and theater performances, and even outside of the university, you can always find something to do: museums, outdoor theater, cultural events, and so many other things. We also take advantage of the city in the classroom quite a bit. I remember that, a general education course that I had, my British literature class, had an immersive experience where we were asked to go to the Museum of Fine Arts, which just happens to actually be one of my favorite places in the city. And we had to scope out some art pieces that related to time periods and literature that we were studying in that class. So you have plenty of opportunities to take advantage of that, within a classroom setting as well.
So just going off of that a little bit, I definitely love the city amenities that we have here and being able to walk to everything. So like Maddie mentioned, there are sports going on, there are museums, and because of our location, we have the convenient opportunity to just walk to those places that are just steps outside of our residence halls. And then we also have access to the public transportation system, and we can really get anywhere around Boston and even beyond that. And Suffolk does offer some discounted sports tickets. So that's a great opportunity for us to be able to experience the city and also have fun while focusing on our academics.
I'd just like to touch upon our campus. I think it's really nice how all of our buildings, our campus buildings, are so close to one another. You're never walking more than 8 minutes from the furthest 2 points on campus, which would be from our Ridgeway Athletic Center to our 10 West Residence Hall, where I'm currently living this year. And most of my classes are at our Samia Academic Center, and it never takes me more than 5 minutes to walk there from my residence hall. But actually, little fun fact that not many people know, every Boston resident has a park within a 10-minute walk of their home. Some parks I like to mention that are close to Suffolk's campus in downtown Boston is the Boston Common, the Public Garden, the Harbor Walk, the Esplanade. I've walked around all of these parks through these places, and it feels great to really kind of connect with nature, get a breath of fresh air and kind of reset. It can be, a little different moving from the suburbs where I'm from to a major city like Boston. So it's really, really great to see the trees and the foliage. I especially love to walk down the Com Ave Mall in the fall to see all the foliage. It feels great just to take a breath and get that reset. Yeah.
Great. Thank you all so much for touching a little bit upon our location. You all mentioned things that I personally really love about our location, being right in downtown Boston. And although it might feel really intimidating for, first-year students or even transfer students to come to Boston, I think a really large part of our uniqueness is being able to have access to all of those things that you had mentioned, whether it be the Museum of Fine Arts or going to some of the parks right on campus here, or even attending different sports events, Waka, like you mentioned too. So thank you all for touching upon that. Certainly upon that, in addition to that, Suffolk is a really small community in this larger community of Boston. And it was definitely a reason why I fell in love with Suffolk, even just the first day stepping in for a campus tour. So Maddie and Logan, can you tell us a little bit more about what you love about our community here at Suffolk? And let's go ahead and we'll start with Maddie.
Yeah, so community is very important to me. I am from Maryland, so I am very far from home up here, and the people in my life are really important to me. And for me, being at Suffolk actually has really redefined what community means for me, like what it means to be a part of one and how others around me contribute to that community. Coming to Suffolk, I thought I was going to play catch up with everyone else's experiences, and I was going to have trouble finding my way into groups of people that already had established relationships. But what I found was exactly the opposite. I feel like our small class sizes at Suffolk allowed me to meet my classmates and build friendships with people who weren't even in my major. And the faculty and staff in my department really made a huge effort to get to know who I am as an individual, not just as a student, so that they can help me work toward my goals and pursue ambitious opportunities here. In addition to that, all of the opportunities the university presents, like at the very beginning of the year and the semester to get involved, really were a huge asset to my experience as well.
Yeah, so for me, my freshman year last year was a little emotional due to COVID, but honestly, living on campus was one of the best decisions I've ever made. Living on campus my freshman year, I made a lot of friends, even with everything going on, being in a global pandemic. It was just a really great experience. My RA helped me a lot, actually. I talked to him a lot. He is currently a senior, but he was a junior last year. But he really kind of paved the way for me to, make more friends, and, even talking to seniors and other juniors that I've made friends through my classes. They're really not that scary. I was very concerned about that, but juniors and seniors aren't that scary, I'll tell you. And that really goes to say, just speaks to the community here at Suffolk, that all the students and all of our faculty are just very welcoming and accepting. It really does feel like a family. Even though you're in a major city like Boston, you do get that smaller sense of community, which I think is just really, really important. Honestly, I don't know how else I could describe it besides just a small sense of community inside of a big city. Kind of get the best of both worlds.
Great. Thank you both so much for sharing. Maddie, you touched upon a little bit about your relationship with your professors, and because of our really close-knit community and having a smaller community within Boston, it's made it a little bit more feasible for you to create a little bit more in-depth connections with your teachers. Here at Suffolk, we have over 70 different programs of study that students can really dive into and explore your passions through your academics. And as Maddie mentioned, through our small class sizes, we're able to develop a little bit more personal relationships with our professors. Logan, as you mentioned, as a sophomore, you've really been able also to connect with your professors more on a one-on-one basis. Do you want to share a little bit further about what that's looked like for you?
Yeah, so even though most of my classes were on Zoom last year, my classes were very small. That allowed for the professor to get to know each student. It also kind of allowed for me to not skip class, because if I did, the teacher would notice. So it kind of kept me on track. But the professors, all of my professors that I've had have been super accommodating, super friendly. It's really a change for me from like coming from high school to college. Like teacher wise, it's just they're also very friendly and nice. A lot more less stressful, and the academics, like teachers are people too, so they understand when things go on, but they're also there to like have a conversation with you, or with the class, and for you to learn. Really, it's not about getting this assignment done and all that, because that is important, but what they really want to do is make sure that you learn either through conversation or certain exercises, and you're never just doing busy work. Everything that you do is explained to you why you're doing it, and group projects are a monumental part of the Suffolk experience. I think the lights are motion sensor in here. But yeah, all my professors have been super awesome. Sometimes some of my professors are giving out their phone numbers to like call me if like with the take-home exam, if I'm having trouble with it or I run into any issues, I can text them or call them and be like, hey, I need some help with this. It's not working, whatever, something like that. So it's really awesome. Just the communication is key. It feels a lot more, you feel more respected, here at Suffolk as a student. You're taken very seriously.
Yeah, I think you touch upon a lot of really important factors of, if you need assistance in class or have questions about an assignment, you really have that ability to contact your professor, even if it's through email or text, like you said. And I think an important note too is to mention that professors also have required office hours that students can really take advantage of during their time here at Suffolk. So even if you have questions and want to meet more in person, that's a really great opportunity to take advantage of too. I know we touched a lot upon academics in terms of like what those personal relationships can look like in the classroom, but certainly we understand that all students are going through their own journey here at Suffolk, and we have a number of student support services to help everyone here on campus. So whether students are making that first transition to college or just have even personal or academic questions, there's a number of resources that students can take advantage of here at Suffolk. And Hawaka, I know you've been able to take advantage of some of those services. So do you want to delve a little bit more as to like why some of those Suffolk services have been impactful for you?
Definitely. I am so grateful for all of the student support services that we have here. I really love talking about our counseling, health, and wellness office. So in terms of counseling, every Suffolk student does get free sessions of counseling every single year. And then for a health and wellness portion, they can support you if you're going through any sort of physical health needs. So you can definitely go in and check them out. And then we also have our Center for Learning and Academic Success, which is home for all of our tutoring services here at Suffolk. We have both peer and drop-in services. So for those peer one-on-one tutoring services, those will be led by a student who has previously taken the course and received an A- or above. So they really know the material that they're talking about. And it's awesome to go in and speak to a student because maybe they can explain things in a way that really clicks in your head in a way that your professor wasn't able to explain things for you. And then we also offer that in a variety of courses here at Suffolk. During my first year here, I took calculus, and that's not my strong suit. So I hopped onto that tutoring train. And by the end of the semester, I actually ended up acing the course because my tutor was so great, and she helped me the entire semester. And then we also do have academic advisors, both general academic advisors that anyone can go to. And then we also have an advisor that every student is assigned, and they are a professor within the major that you're within the department that you are majoring in. So you'll meet with them every semester, and they can answer questions for you, make sure that you are on track to graduate, and even help you plan your course for the following semester. So we definitely have a lot of departments and people here at Suffolk that will be here to support us through our first semester all the way up until we graduate.
Awesome. And Hawaka, I'm so glad you touched upon academic advising and stay on track. And for a lot of our prospective students looking at Suffolk, it's perfectly okay not to know what you want to do when you get to college. And what's really an excellent part of Suffolk is that students can really use their first 2 years to kind of figure out exactly what they want to go into, and utilizing the services through academic advising, you can still stay on track of taking the required courses you need while still figuring out what that major might look like for you. And usually students are deciding by the end of sophomore year what their major is to pursue throughout the 4 years here. So thank you for sharing a little bit more about your experiences, even just through that office too. I know we've talked a lot about community here at Suffolk, and we really hope that you've gotten a really great sense of what Suffolk can look like for you all here at Suffolk University. And a big part of that is simply just making friends. You know, Logan, you talked a little bit earlier about making friends in your residence hall. And I think a really strong aspect of making friends when you first come to Suffolk is also through involvement. And Hawaka and Maddie, you've had really great opportunities to get involved with numerous clubs and organizations. And I'd love for both of you to share your experiences through involvement.
Definitely. So when I came to Suffolk, it was my goal to get involved. And we actually have over 100 clubs and organizations on campus that range from academics to performing arts and really everything else in between. And all of our clubs put on multiple events for students throughout the entirety of the year. And walking around campus, you'll actually see flyers everywhere on like elevators and on our poster boards. So there's definitely always something to do. Personally, I have been a part of Suffolk University Dance Marathon and Tip Tap Toe, which was a tap dance group. That was interesting. I have 2 left feet, but you know, the dance captain was super supportive anyway, and she was like, "You got this, Hawaka," which was really nice. And then currently, I am a part of Program Council and the Journey Leadership Program. And then, like I mentioned before during my introduction, I am also the co-president of our Pinky Swear Pact, and our goal is to raise awareness for pediatric cancer. And then we also have many areas of interests within our clubs and organizations, meaning that we have a lot of opportunities for students to get involved with groups that interest them and even just try something new, whether it be tap dance or a finance club or anything like that. And then we also have additional opportunities for students to enhance their academics. So clubs and organizations actually offer students the opportunity to attend conferences or go and see guest speakers and even travel experiences that can add to your academics that you're learning in the classroom.
I definitely agree with everything Hawaka said. I love that you noted all of the different chances to travel and like attend conferences and things like that. I think a huge part of Suffolk's culture is that we have a lot of students that are involved in a lot of things on and off campus, and a lot of our students are working as well as taking very challenging classes. I think a really cool part of Suffolk that I'm a huge advocate for is student employment. You can get involved just by working on campus. Like, all of us are student employees that are on this panel today. And that also provides great opportunities to build leadership skills, build your resume, meet awesome people who are not in your program that maybe you never would have met otherwise. Seeing that we all are super involved here, Suffolk also wants to make sure that we have the opportunity and the flexibility to balance everything. I think something really unique that we offer here that may seem small, but it's a really essential part of how we operate is our activities period. It's a period of time on Tuesdays and Thursdays where there are no classes scheduled anywhere on campus, and you can attend whatever club meeting you need to. You can drop into your professor's office hours. You can get some homework in. That's like your time to do whatever you need to do to stay balanced and stay on track. I think that's super wonderful. And it also provides opportunities to just pursue something you're passionate about outside of your academic program. Like, we have a ton of performing arts clubs here on campus. Like Hawaka said, if you want to, pursue music, art, poetry, a cultural organization, and even if we don't have a club or an organization for something you're interested in, starting one up here on campus is really super easy. All you need is a few other students and a proposal for either our student leadership and involvement office or a performing arts office. And then more than likely you'll get approved. I started a choir here on campus because I saw a need for students who wanted to pursue music. And I was like, we have to fill this need because students need this. And so I went into the performing arts office. I started chamber choir, and now we're, up and running. And it's been a great opportunity, not just to continue something that I was passionate about before college that I'm not necessarily studying anymore, but also to learn, skills about organizing, leadership, and I get to do it with a faculty or a staff mentor to kind of guide me through that process. And I'm able to apply those skills elsewhere as well.
I think you both have touched upon some really, really cool aspects of getting involved. Like Hawaka, you tried a couple of new things to kind of start off with your involvement journey here at Suffolk. And Maddie, it sounds like you've really taken advantage of some of your involvement, not only to start something new that you saw that there was a high passion for on campus, but also you're taking advantage of it for leadership opportunities. And as both Hawaka and Maddie mentioned, we understand that for students transitioning to college, it might seem like a lot to balance between work, academics, and involvement, but really taking advantage of that opportunity to get involved. We really highly encourage students to find a passion outside of the classroom. We even have an involvement fair at the beginning of each year, so if you're not quite sure where to start, that's a great place to see what we have to offer on campus. You can attend a couple of different club meetings and kind of pare down to maybe one or two that you might be really interested in to see if that's something you want to pursue. And even beyond that, we have a really, really cool opportunity to have our Center for Community Engagement, which essentially has opportunities for students to get engaged with service, both in our own community and beyond the walls of Suffolk and Boston too. That was something I was really passionate about in high school, was community service, and found it a really easy balance to kind of pick and choose when I could get involved with community service based on the availability and offerings that they had too. So thank you both for sharing that. And in addition to that, Logan, I know you've joined our Student Government Association this year, and I think that's a wonderful opportunity to really gain skills in leadership as well too. In addition to that, we talked a lot about involvement, but Suffolk University really hones in on being a global campus and getting global perspective, even here in Boston. But beyond that, Suffolk offers opportunities for students to study abroad. One of our more unique opportunities is that we do have a Madrid, Spain campus, which is really cool, and I'll have Logan talk about that in just one moment. But we also have a number of opportunities for students to study abroad or take an internship abroad for a more traditional semester for a wide variety of different locations, which was something I was able to take advantage of too. But in terms of our Madrid campus, we do have a really unique experience for first-year students to take advantage of their first year or two to spend that time in Madrid, Spain, if you choose to do so. But we also have a global gateway trip that is for first-year students. And Logan, I know you've had a couple of friends who've been able to attend Global Gateway. So can you maybe talk a little bit about their experiences? What was, studying and learning in Madrid, Spain at our Suffolk campus like for them?
Yeah, so Global Gateway takes place over spring break. It's about a 10-day trip. It's not academically based at all, but it's a way for first-year students to get to our Madrid campus and see the campus, really kind of immerse yourself in Spain's culture. My friend Adam, he just came back. He had tapas, he went to a flamenco dance, he went on a riverboat cruise, saw the Royal Palace, a whole bunch of stuff. It's really awesome. For me, I've never left the country. I would love to leave it one day, but not binding or anything. You don't have to study abroad there or anywhere else after you take this Global Gateway trip over spring break. It's really a way for a lot of students to kind of test the waters and see, can I survive outside the country for 10 days? Do I want to study in Madrid? Do I want to study abroad, period? It's a really great experience. I mentioned my friend Adam, he only spent 10 euros when he was there, and he spent it on like keychains, like Spain keychains to bring back to his parents. So it's just a really great experience. A lot of my friends who've gone on it have made new friends there and still have them today. So it's really cool.
Yeah, you touched upon a little bit about the accessibility of your friend to really explore the culture of Madrid while they were there through some of the flamenco dances or just even getting tapas. And I think that's really the purpose of studying abroad or even taking that Global Gateway trip, is to really immerse yourself into a new culture. In Madrid, Spain, you don't need to know Spanish before going, but you will take a Spanish course while you're there, should you choose to take an academic semester or year to study in our Madrid campus. So we really hope that some of you watching are really interested in studying abroad and taking advantage of some of those opportunities we have to offer. We talk a lot about location, both here in Boston and abroad. And with that location comes along with a wide access to alumni networking. And being right in the heart of downtown Boston, we really have so much professional development right at our fingertips to take advantage of that can help us prepare not only during college, but also what life after college will look like in terms of your professional career. But Logan, can you maybe touch upon a little bit about our professional development and internship opportunities here at Suffolk?
Yeah, absolutely. What I really like about Suffolk is obviously the location. We spoke about that before in terms of leisure and things like that and events going on. But being located in downtown Boston, we have so many internship opportunities at our fingertips. Government Center has City Hall, the State House, if you're interested in getting an internship in that field. The Financial District, if you're an accounting major or a business major. Back Bay has a bunch of big name corporations if you're interested in that. Cambridge has a bunch of life science corporations if you want to get an internship or even a job in that field. But being located in downtown Boston is great because you're so close to all those different areas. And if something is a little further away, you could always hop on the T and take it there. What's also really nice about Suffolk is that if I said I'm a political science major, as I mentioned before, if I change my major tomorrow to psychology, that'd be totally fine. I'd be set because Suffolk has that major. It has a robust list of majors, but also, like I mentioned, Cambridge has a bunch, and Seaport as well, a neighborhood of Boston, both have a bunch of life science companies and research organizations going on there as well. So if I did change my major, I wouldn't be kind of left in the dust in terms of opportunities to internships and other, professional development things as well.
In terms of our professional development here at Suffolk, we have our Center for Career Equity, Development, and Success, and they really are home to all things professional development. So they can help you put together a resume, a cover letter. So if you come into Suffolk not having any of those, don't worry. We definitely have people within that office that can help you do that. Coming in as a freshman, I actually didn't have any of those myself, so they were a huge help for me. And then they can also actually help you practice your interview skills. So if you have an internship interview coming up and you just want to go in and practice before actually going to the real deal, then they can definitely sit down with you and offer those services. They also have Handshake, which is an online platform where businesses within the Boston area will post job and internship opportunities exclusively for Suffolk because they want us Suffolk students. They know that we have a great work ethic. So that's great that we have that platform that's just there for us. So, we've really got a head start in terms of already having places to turn to that are interested in specifically having Suffolk students. And then we also have our RAM Alumni Mentoring Program, which is where the Center for Career Equity, Development, and Success will pair you up with a Suffolk alum who graduated within the same major as you, and you can just meet up with them. You can just get lunch or coffee, and you can even just talk about where they are going, how they got there, and they can give you advice and tips and things like that. So it's definitely a great program to look at if you're interested in getting to know a little bit more about what comes after graduation.
Thank you both so much for talking a little bit about our resources that we have here, not only on campus, but our accessibility to different professional companies right here in the area. You all touched upon all these resources that are at the tips of our fingers, and really with professional development, a lot of students get experiences in which they can walk to their internship, after their class, and can still really balance that internship professional development with their other responsibilities here on campus, whether it's academics or additional work too. And as Hawaka touched greatly upon through our Center for Career Equity, Development, and Success, you really have support along the way in many different facets to really gain that professional experience as well too. So to wrap up our session, I'd love for each of you to share a little bit or one thing that you just love about Suffolk that you really just want to hit home for all of our viewers today. And Maddie, why don't we start with you?
Sure. I think that, and we've talked a lot about it, but the community at Suffolk is just like something I can't even describe how much I love being here with everyone and how supported I feel by the students and staff and faculty. And it is the reason that I transferred here. It is the reason that I am still here finishing my undergraduate degree. I just feel very supported, and like the people here have really pulled me through.
Hawaka, why don't you go next?
Definitely. So kind of on a similar note, I love how much of an inclusive community we are. We are so happy to celebrate everyone's backgrounds, no matter where you're from. And we really do celebrate that, and we appreciate that here at Suffolk. And even coming in as a first-year student, I honestly felt like I just had loads of like older siblings that took me right under their wing and were ready to show me the way and give me advice and, you know, help me with anything that came up. So I just love that we are a very welcoming community, and we just want everyone to feel at home and feel supported here. And, you know, we just love getting to meet new people. And I think that pretty much like just sums up kind of where we stand on have like welcoming new students. And, you know, if you want to come here, then we would definitely be happy to have you here with us.
I'm also going to hop on that welcoming community train. I just think it's amazing how diverse our campus is, our student body, our faculty body as well. Just coming from a suburban town in Mass and coming to Boston and seeing all these different people and learning about their backgrounds. My friends all have different backgrounds from me, whether it be religion or race or just how they were brought up or from where they lived geographically. It's really a breath of fresh air, just learning about people's, you know, stories in their lives, and just seeing, you know, that everyone is so included. It's really, really nice. I like it. I think Boston as a whole is very progressive like that, but especially our Suffolk campus being so inclusive, as well as being really a tight-knit community in a big city. I'd like to push that home because I really do feel that way, and I know a lot of my peers feel that way as well.
Thank you all so much for sharing a little bit about why Suffolk. I can definitely echo the community sense here at Suffolk. It's definitely a really strong reason that even myself as an alum still feel a great attachment to. So I just want to wrap up to say thank you all for joining us on our panel today. I hope you really enjoyed hearing a little bit about why Suffolk. For all of our current students, Maddie, Kawaka, and Logan, as to why Suffolk was right for them and the unique opportunities and access they've had to our resources to really develop a sense of community and to call this place home. And for all of you joining today, if you have any questions through the college search and decision process, please feel free to contact admission. You can contact us at admission@suffolk.edu. Thank you all so much.